One of these days, I will put together an intro and you will all like it. Until then, enjoy the awkward silence.
Just saying, you're getting gradually worse at this.
Hey guys, it's the Reaper Hunter. So, 3 new augments came out. Let's go over them really quick because why not? So, first off, we have Nidus's Larva Burst. Now, this is actually a really good utility mod. A damage mod, not so much, because around level 40 to 50, it really begins to fall off. However, if you can get a large group of enemies all sucked in at once, then it can do a good bunch of damage. But that's about it. In most cases, you're only going to get about maybe 5-6 different enemies, and that's pretty much the most as far as groups go. That occasional ball of like 56 people inside will do a really good chunk of damage, but yeah, that's rare and far and few between. But, as I said earlier, it is a really good utility attack because it can basically give Nidus the ability to recast his 2. And Nidus' shtick being press 2 then 1, that's really good. So, I say get it. He can do honestly just fine with or without it, but it's a really nice utility to have. So next up we have Titania's Razorwing Blitz. Now, this is actually a really good augment because her fire rate stack is so good that it literally just turns all of her guns into miniature miniguns that just melts through high level enemies like butter. The problem is that it's not very reliable because Titania does not have the energy pool to really keep it up. See, you need to cast an ability at least 3 times in order for it to get the max stack. In order to get the max fire rate, in other words. The why that's a problem is that Titania, even with max prime flow, she just doesn't have the energy pool to really reliably constantly spam her abilities and keep Razorwing active at the same time. So it's one of those situations to where when it's active, it's awesome. But you're only going to get about 2-3 minutes of use out of it, especially if the enemies aren't dropping energy. And when you have Razorwing active, it's not really going to help that you can't get energy from a Trinity or your Zeramon buff because it's an exalted form. So basically with that augment, again, it's really good just because of what it does, but because the duration is so low and because Titania just can't really sustain the energy economy, it's honestly a hit or miss probably with a lot of people. For me, it's a miss. I don't plan on using it really ever for anything. It's, again, amazing damage output, but she just can't maintain it. Alright, so last and not least, we have Harrow's Lasting Covenant augment. Now, this augment is actually super simple, like really simple, but it's also pretty good. Because basically what it does is, once you activate his ultimate and you get the critical chance buff, you just do headshots to extend the duration. And that's literally it. Now, honestly, this is probably the best augment out of the 3 just because of how simple it is. It's a direct buff to how Harrow works if you build him for the crit buff, and honestly, there's nothing that can really go wrong with it. All you gotta do is just keep doing headshots to keep the timer up, and boom, you basically have infinite plus 200% critical chance damage and all that good stuff. Really, with the Harrow augment, there's nothing else to talk about because it's really just that simple of an augment, but it's a good one. It's too good to where, honestly, no, that shouldn't have been Harrow's basic thing like Nidus' augment should have been. Honestly, the only bad thing about it is that you can't recast your ultimate while it's active, so if you have up to like a minute or 70 seconds to wait for the timer to go down, then you might end up waiting for a good while to finally get the invincibility buff back. So this augment really fits my playstyle personally. It might not fit everyone's, but in my opinion it's a must get. It's a pretty good augment just because of how simple but good it is. And that's really all there is to it. Alright, so that's the 3 augments in a nutshell. Really there wasn't much to it, but hey, they're there. So Nidus's, take it or leave it. Titania's, maybe see if they buff it or something with it. And Harrow's, I'd say take it. Don't leave it. So, that's all I got for this video. I'm the Reaper Hunter. I'll catch you guys later.